Thank you for joining me. We'll be talking about Revolved Triangle today. You might need blocks for that and at the top of your mat, and we're gonna start lying down on our backs. One of my favorite positions. So you can have the knees bent. Just kind of settle in, let the back relax down. Let the shoulders sink, the feet and the legs. And come to your natural breath, checking in, finding that openness. Notice your energy level if you feel ready to go, or if you feel tired. Just notice that. And see if you can keep your mind focused on your breath, your next few inhales and exhales. It's the natural pattern of your breath right now. It might be nice and smooth. Mine's a little jumpy right now. It might be shallow, without any judgment, just observing how it is right now. Notice the belly as your breath moves in and out of the body, or any other areas that might be moving with the breath, maybe your chest. And staying with the natural breath, bring your hands kind of right inside the pelvic bones at the top, probably like around the same line as your navel. And just kind of let the hands rest there. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And on your next exhale, kind of pull the abdominal muscles in. You're working with the muscles that are real close to the core, what really helps to stabilize us. So we're trying to engage those muscles as we twist. So you may feel kind of the abdomen pulling in away from the hands. So with each exhale, drawing the belly in intentionally. And take about 3 more exhales. As you inhale, the belly relaxes and inflates. At the base of each exhale, the muscles pull in towards the spine. It's a whole girdle, if you will, of muscles that we're kind of trying to access there. And give yourself time to figure out where they are, how they work. So along with that, see if you can also engage the pelvic floor muscles. So that muscle group kind of like works together. And especially as we do twists, if we can have some sort of connection with those core muscles, It helps in the posture. Helps to stay stable and balanced. Good. Release any of that. Take an exhale through the mouth. Again, check in with the breath and see if it's changed at all. Good. Let's try just 2 more rounds of that. Take in an inhale. Exhale, abdominal muscles pull in close, pelvic floor muscle engages. And then release that. Take 1 natural breath without engaging those muscles. And then your next inhale and exhale, belly draws in, pelvic floor muscles draw up and hold, and then release. Good. You can turn your head side to side. Sometimes we kind of build up some tension in the neck, so make sure that you don't have any tension there. And then bring both legs in, like a little bit of a happy baby pose, drawing, using your hands at the hamstrings and just kind of pulling the knees in, getting really soft through the hip creases. Good. So you may kind of want to shift the legs away from you and then back in, really softening in the hip creases. And then come up, bring the legs as if you're in a tabletop position, but upside down. And then extend your right leg along the floor and the left arm up above your head. And so this is really good for your brain and also for your core. So let's do the left leg and the right arm, and then back up. And we'll continue with the breath. Right leg, left arm, inhale. Draw the belly in, exhale, pull that back up. Inhale, stretch the right arm, left leg. Exhale, bring it back up. 1 more time each side. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, left leg, right arm. And exhale, bring it back up. Good, just lower that for a moment. We're gonna add on using some of our core muscles. So bringing the legs up, arms up. And this time you can continue what we were doing with the leg and the arm on the floor, or you can hover. So you're gonna kind of need to anchor in the belly. So inhale and exhale, pull the belly in and hold, and extend the right leg, left arm, and bring it back up. Inhale, extend the left leg, right arm. Exhale, pull it back up. Good. 1 more time each side. Inhale, exhale, draw the belly in, pelvic floor muscles up. And then right leg, left arm, extends. Bring it back up to table. And then other side, inhale, lengthen, hover, and exhale. Good. Release that down. Take the knees side to side. Relax the belly. You can do the same thing with the head. Good. And then bring the knees in, and let's roll over onto one side and come on up into a tabletop position. So wrists right underneath the shoulders and knees right underneath the hips, and extend one leg back. And we're gonna kind of push into the ball of the foot to get a nice stretch along the calf of that leg. Good. Bend the knee down, and then the other side, just kind of pushing and isometrically pressing to get a nice stretch. And bring the knee down. Good. And then draw one knee in and round the spine, belly up. And inhale, lengthen the leg back. You can look forward, a little bit of a cow here. Keep some tone in the belly. And then exhale, knee draws in towards the chest. And inhale, lengthen, look out. Exhale, cat spine. And last time, inhale, lengthen it out. And exhale, lower the knee. Good. And then the other side. Extend the leg out. Inhale, look up. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Last time to lengthen. And exhale. Lower the knee. Good. From here, we're going to lift up one arm and kind of notice that that's kind of the arm movement for Revolved Triangle. You're going to have an option to put your hand on the lower back to make sure it's not rounding or overarching. Just kind of want a neutral tailbone. Good. And then we're twisting, hips are staying in one location, and then the rib cage, we are using our core muscles to kind of open up and have the rib cage kind of going in a different direction. Inhale, and then exhale. Don't thread all the way through, just a little bit of a twist to the other side. Inhale, lift, and exhale. And on this one, we'll inhale and then thread the arm all the way through. Bring the shoulder to the floor. Use the opposite arm at a 90-degree angle to help support you. And breathe here. Kind of a resting twist to prepare the muscles. Good. Press into that grounded hand. And one more time, inhale, open up. And exhale, lower the hand. I love that one. And then the other side, I kind of need to shake out the hand. Inhale, and let's start with the hand on the lower back. Nice neutral spine. And then pelvis, notice that it's staying in the same plane, and we're kind of opening up the rib cage. Inhale, exhale, a little twist the other way. Inhale, open, exhale. Good, one more time. Inhale, open, and then exhale. Let that shoulder come down. Use the other hand and arm to help support you here. Finding an easeful breath. Good. Use the hand to support you as you unthread the arm. Inhale, open, and exhale, lower the hand. Let's curl the toes under and press the hips back. Walk the hands forward. Come into a puppy pose. Good. Really finding length in the spine. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Pressing the palms in to find that length back. Drawing the shoulders back, down the back. Good. From here, let's go ahead and step one foot forward. You can use the blocks if you have them. And then step the other foot forward. Take your feet almost as wide as the mat is. Bend your knees, bring your elbows to the thighs. Let your head hang and nod your head, yes. Letting the head just kind of dangle there, and then turning the head from side to side. Good. Shake it out a little bit, let the head dangle. And then from here, take your hands to the outside of the leg to kind of draw the center of the chest towards that leg. Keep the head low. And then over to the other side. Kind of a twisted forward fold here. And then come back to center, elbows to the legs. Let's sit back in a chair position. You can bring the feet a little closer in if you'd like. And look forward. And release the arms, come all the way up using the legs to stand up. Inhale. And then I'm going to come to the center of the mat so you can see what I'm doing. So press the palms up away from you. You can hug the shoulders up for a second and then draw them down. We don't want a whole lot of energy in the arms here, although it feels good for a stretch, and then just kind of relax it. Good, we're gonna really anchor down through the legs in mountain pose legs and keeping the pelvis where it is. This is gonna be a side stretch, but not a really big one. So we're finding the space between the top of the pelvis and the bottom of the rib cage. So mostly focusing there. So if your arms get tired, you can lower them. Good, and then come on up. Mine are a little bit fatigued, so just take a moment. Always do what's best for your body. And then onto the other side as you're ready, anchoring down. As you go to the other side. Good, stretch up. And then we're gonna twist, bring a little bend to the knees. It's very important that the pelvis stays facing me and just the rib cage is moving. Let's do this actually. Bring the palms kind of like you're holding a ball, an invisible ball, and then just kind of turning to see what your range of motion is without any resistance. So a lot of times we use the arms to kind of get a little bit deeper into the twist, but we want to make sure that we're not kind of wrenching the shoulders in the process. Good, and release that. Good, and then interlace the fingers behind the back. You can do this, or you can draw. I'll use opposite elbows. Come back to the top of the mat if you have moved, and open up the chest, long tailbone towards the spine. And as you exhale, fold forward. And hamstrings are still kind of warming up a little bit here, so feel free to bend the knees. And then release the hands down. You can use the blocks if you'd like to here. Step your left leg back into a low lunge. Into a lunge, I should say. We're not going to lower that left knee to the floor, but just kind of lifting, and then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower, and one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. From here, we're going to step back into down dog. Good. First down dog, so feel free to walk it out. Do what you need to kind of warm up the joints and the muscles. And coming forward and back if that feels good. Good, and then from here we're going to take the left leg forward. High lunge on the other side. And just lifting, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then we're going to lift. Use the blocks if you need to here. And we're going to step forward to the top of the mat. Lengthen up as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Stretch the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms up. Take an inhale. Lifting up through the rib cage. Down through the legs. And over to one side. Inhale back up. And exhale, just a little side stretch. Inhale, come up. And exhale, this time kind of twist. keeping the pelvis facing forward, and the rib cage moves by using your abdominal muscles there and your obliques. Good. Inhale, stretch up, and then take the hands forward, round the spine. Inhale, back up, and exhale, interlace the hands behind the back, take opposite elbows if you wish, and open up the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Release the hands, step your right leg back, and lunge, and then step back into down dog. And so let's kind of warm up the hamstrings a little bit more so the weight will come more into the hands and draw the heels towards the mat. You know, they may not reach. Just a gentle stretch for the backs of the legs, whatever that means for you. Good, and then bend the knees. Step the right foot forward. Come into your lunge there. And you can lift the hips a little bit here, use the blocks. And we're gonna step forward to the top of the mat. Lengthen as you inhale, hands on the legs, the blocks or the floor. Exhale, let's fold. And drawing the chin in, look up towards the belly button. And then with a long spine, knees can be bent or straight. However you can get it so that the weight is in the legs. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Hands to heart. Good, release that. And do a little tutorial for our revolved triangle. So let's bring the blocks in a little bit closer. And let's start by stepping the left foot back. And you're in that railroad track feet. So your feet won't be on a tight wire. They're going to be hip distance apart, whatever that means for your hips, for your body. Good. So from here, we're going to face the hips forward. So there's an internal rotation of both hips kind of hugging in like a pair of scissors. The foot is 45 degrees angle. And legs are nice and strong. Hips kind of energetically pulling in to stabilize you. And as you bend, you're gonna soften into the hip creases, the front hip crease, and keep the spine long, 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 long. Bring your left hand to your lower back. And just feeling that. Inhale and come on up. So there's a tendency here to tuck the tailbone, especially if you have tight hamstrings. So you want to keep a very nice long spine for this. And then so you might compensate tight hamstrings by rounding. So we want to keep that long. And if your hamstrings feel tight, a bend in the front knee is a little bit better for that. Good. And then from here, left hand on the block. So it's right underneath the shoulder. Rotate the rib cage open towards that right leg. And you can keep the hand right where it is. Draw the belly in. And maybe raise the arm up. It may be out to the side, and that's perfectly fine. Good. Lower the hand. Bend that front knee a little bit as you anchor in towards the belly and come on up. And shake it out a little bit. It's a lot for that front leg. Okay, so let's switch sides. Left foot forward, right foot back, 45-degree angle. Good hip distance between the feet. And from here, we're gonna this time kind of draw that hip crease in, softening there. A little bend in the front knee. Take a couple breaths as you anchor in there. And inhale, come on up. Pause, take as much time as you need to. And then lower down again, keeping the legs strong. Bring the right hand to the block, right underneath the shoulder, and then left hand to the lower back. Kind of opening up through the chest, finding that space between the rib cage, engaging the belly, the pelvic floor, and keeping the arm there, or lifting the arm out to the side, and maybe up. Good. Lower down, bend in that front knee, hands to hips, and let's come on up and shake out. So I'll show you a couple other options here. Sometimes people will take, actually it might be easier to do it this way. Sometimes people will, lower the block or the hand to the floor. Everybody is different. And some people take their hand outside of the foot. So that's an option too, on the floor. But do what's best for you and your body. All right, let's find a little flow in this. So you'll still need the blocks, possibly. Good, mountain pose, pause. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen about halfway up, nice long spine. And exhale, right back into a plank position. Shoulders over the wrists. Good. Let's bring the knees down to the floor. You can keep them lifted. We're gonna lower all the way down to the floor or halfway. Good. Inhale to your back bend of choice, maybe locust or upward facing dog. And then curl the toes under, knees down, elbows hug in as you come back through plank or modified plank and downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward and lower the left heel, hip distance apart, warrior one. Inhale, float the arms up. Take a couple breaths here, letting the shoulders soften away from the ears. Bring the hands to the hips. Step the back foot forward just a little bit to pyramid pose. And drawing the hips back as you lengthen the spine forward. Good. Bring the hand to a block or the floor. Whatever level block is good. Open as you inhale, hand to the lower back or raise the arm up. Take a deep breath. And another one. Good. Lower the hand, use that same block and bring it in a little closer. Open the back foot up to a 90-degree angle, and let's open up into a triangle pose. Nice. Bend into the front knee and inhale, come up into warrior two. Readjust the feet as you'd like. And then go ahead and windmill the hands down to the floor. Move the block out of the way. You can go right into a child's pose or into your plank. And back bend. And back, median and downward facing dog. And other side, let's take the left leg forward this time. Lower the right heel. Inhale, warrior one for a couple of breaths. On your next exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Step that back foot in. Good. Front leg, just a minuscule bend in that knee. 45-degree angle for the back foot. Reach the spine forward as you soften into the hip crease. Bend the front knee as you need to. Hand to the block. or the floor. Inhale to rotate the ribcage open, and exhale your revolved triangle. Nice, a couple of nice deep breaths here. Good. And then from here, we're going to bring the block a little closer to the foot. Open up the back foot to a 90-degree angle. And then open up in a triangle. Feels like such a nice stretch along the side and the low back. Good. From here, bend into the front knee. And inhale, use the belly muscles to come up into warrior two. Soft shoulders. Windmill the hands down to the floor. As you're here, bring the block to the long edge side of the mat. We're going to need that later. Good. And then back, your choice. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. You can move through your plank and low plank into your back bend. Whatever you need right now. Good. And as you finish up, take the knees wide, sit back into child's pose if you aren't already there. Let your head rest. Let the belly be soft. Release through the spine. And slowly come on up. Using the hands, you can come through table and then the legs to the side. And we're gonna lie down on the back again. Make sure your block is there. Just take a moment to let all that, let your body settle, your spine settle, wiggle, however you need to. Let's stretch the whole body from fingertips to toe tips. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. Good, let the elbows rest. And then windshield wiper your feet side to side or in and out. It's a little bit more fun. Good, and then bend the knees. Let's do a supported bridge to help relax the lower back, the core muscles. So the block or a book or a pillow is it's gonna support your tailbone actually and the sacrum. So what sometimes happens is people bring it up to their lower back, and that's, kind of an arch. We're actually trying to kind of let those muscles lengthen and stretch a little bit, just feeling settled and supported through the pelvis. So you can bring the shoulder blades onto the back with the hands away from the body. The feet on the floor. The knees are pretty much right over the ankles. Let the belly be soft. Take a few very deep breaths here. Good. You can stay right where you are or bring the left foot a little bit closer towards center and then extend the right leg up. Let's flex and point that foot. The knee can be bent, that's fine. Good, in circles. And the other direction. Good, stretch the leg up. Bend the knee in just to where it comes naturally. And let it hang there. and then lower the foot to the floor. And then other side, that right foot comes in a little closer towards center, not all the way to center. And then lifting the left leg up, flex and point. Feel free to straighten or bend that knee, and then circles. And the other direction. Good. Stretch the leg up, bend the knee as if it's going to come towards, just kind of floppy, so not a lot of energy at all there, just nice relaxed leg, and then lower the foot to the floor. Take another breath to really feel the lower back relaxing and the belly relaxing. Press into the feet just gently enough to lift up the hips and move the block out of the way. Bring one knee into the chest, stretch the other leg out. Bring that foot to the floor and draw your other knee in. Stretch the other leg long. Good. Lower that foot. Let's come into Shavasana. So if there's anything else your body needs before you go into your Shavasana, feel free to do that. If you need to stretch or do a twist. Maybe inhaling and exhaling through the mouth. Just drawing the shoulders up underneath you, opening the chest, letting your eyes close, the legs relaxed, the belly relaxed. The hands and the arms resting, observing the body, relaxing, observing the breath. Let the head relax, supported by the floor. Your eyes sink. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Namaste.